Is not just earned, it is understood. You are welcome to MWH tutorial where economics, accounting, and finance are made simple. Today, we are going to also look at another important topic of accounting, that is the classes of accounts. What are the classes of accounts? Classes of accounts are categories in which accounts are grouped according to their nature. Categories in which accounts are grouped according to their nature. We have three main types of accounts or classes of accounts. Here are the three major classes of accounts we have. We have personal accounts, real accounts, and nominal account. Let's look at each in turn. Personal account number one. Personal account is the account that belongs to somebody. Accounts of a person's, organizations, institutions, or firms. Account that belongs to somebody is what we refer to as personal account. For example, Musa account. Musa account is one of the example of personal accounts. B. Zenith bank account. C. School account. D. Government account, and many more of such. Any account that belongs to a person's, institution, organization, or firms are what we refer to as personal account, accounts that belongs to somebody. Here are the important things we are supposed to know. What are the rules on posting personal accounts? On posting an item to a personal account? The rule is simple. Rule for principle. Rule. The rule is simple. David The rule is simple. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Just like the previous rule we discussed on double entry. The rule has not changed here. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Let's take one example. Let's say, for instance, Musa lends 50,000 naira to the business. Musa lent 50,000 naira to the business. We've said the rule is debit the receiver, credit the giver. Let's pause this and see how to apply the rule. Number one, we need to identify the accounts involved. Remember the rule: for every debit entry, there must be a corresponding credit entry. Therefore, you are expected to open two accounts. At least this transaction must affect two accounts. So, the first account will be the Musa account will be there. Musa account. Then cash account. Cash account. I told you, don't forget with your currency sign, always go with it. Wherever you're going, take it with you. So now, the rule says debit the receiver, credit the giver. Cash account is not a personal account. But our focus is on Musa account because Musa account is personal account and we are talking about personal account. Who gave out the which debit the receiver, credit the money? The money Musa lends to the business, the money went to cash account. Musa gave the money in form of cash, for instance. So cash receipt, right? So we are going to debit the receiver. I'm going to debit cash with this amount, 50,000, with the name Musa. Remember, for every debit entry, there must be a corresponding credit entry. So the corresponding entry for this should come to Musa account. We are going to credit Musa account. Why? Because Musa gave out the money. We say credit the giver. Musa is the giver. So therefore, we are going to credit Musa. The name cash. That's all. We are done with this transaction. As simple as that. This is a rule for personal account. The next one is real account. Real account. This involves the account of assets of an organization. An asset that can be seen and untouched is what we call real account. For example, we have cash account is a real account. Cash account is a real account. Land account is also a real account. Furniture account. Furniture account is also a real account. Which one else? Building account. Building account is also a real account. All these are the example of real account. You can see most of the things here are the assets that can be seen and touched. So these are what example of real account. Then the important things: what is a rule governing this class of account, this type of account? The rule: debit what comes in, credit what goes out. This is not a personal account, therefore you cannot say receiver credit the giver. This is a real account. Land cannot give, cannot receive. They can only wait for something that comes in or if something goes out. So therefore, the rule here is debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Let's say, for instance, business purchase furniture worth 20,000. Example number 2. Business purchase furniture let's say 20,000 or 2,000. We don't have this space. 2,000. 2,000. This is 2. As usual, identify the account involved: furniture account and cash account. Come and draw them here. Debit here, credit here. Cash account, furniture account. Furniture account. Cash account and furniture account. These are the two accounts involved in this particular transaction. Remember the rule: debit what comes in, credit what goes out. What comes in, debit it. What goes out, credit it. So look at the transaction. Business purchased furniture 20,000. Business received furniture and business gave out the cash. So therefore, furniture comes into the business. Cash goes out of the business. Remember, debit what comes in. What comes in is furniture. So you are going to debit furniture. Come here and say debit furniture with 20,000. 2,000, sorry. 2,000 with the name cash. The corresponding entry should be cash account. Cash, money goes out of cash account. So therefore we are going to credit cash. Credit cash. Credit cash with the name furniture. The name furniture. That's all. We are done with the transaction. We have seen personal account, real account. Personal account says, the rule says debit the receiver, credit the giver. Real account says debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Let us look at nominal account. Nominal account. Nominal account. This is an account of expenses, losses, or incomes and gains. The rule for this is quite different from the previous ones we've seen. The rule here says debit all expenses and losses credit all incomes and gains. This is the rule for this. You can see it somehow violated, like it seems like it has violated what you've discussed earlier, but it's not like that. I'm going to clarify this for you. It says debit what? All expenses and losses and credit all incomes and gains. Why? Nominal accounts is not on the logic of debit the receiver, credit the giver, or debit what comes in, credit what goes out. It is not like that. It is about owner's asset. Owner's asset. Owner's asset. Owner's asset. What it normally asks is if a particular transaction happens, it asks, for instance, did this transaction increases owner's worth or owner's wealth or owner's asset? If it increase owner's asset, therefore you are going to credit the transaction. If it decrease owner's asset, you are going to debit the transaction. How? Why? Normally all the rule of nominal accounts comes from the effect of capital. Effect of capital. Effects of capital. Normally, profits increases capital, losses decreases capital. If a particular transaction increase our capital, just like as I've said earlier, you are going to credit that transaction. If it increase owner's capital, if it decreases owner's capital, you are going to debit that transaction. Why? Because capital itself, it has a credit balance. Remember previously we discussed this. Capital account, let's say this is capital account. Capital has a credit balance. Let's say for instance you have cash. Capital has a credit balance, let's say 5,000 here. If you want to reduce this amount, once whatever you put here has reduced this amount, and whatever you put at this credit side will definitely increase this amount. So therefore, if something, a particular transaction is meant to increase capital account owner's assets, so we are going to credit that transaction. If it's going to decrease capital, we are going to debit that transaction. This is the logic of nominal accounts. It's different from the previous ones. So once you understand this, you can find that applying the rule of double entry will be easier for you. So every account you are going to solve in accounting belongs to one of these classes of account, either personal, nominal, or real account. So understanding this, it becomes much easier for you to apply the rule of debit and credit. If you still have issue with the nominal accounts, let me know in the comment section. I might make a video for that purposely. Thank you.